All right, so welcome to this week's market preview. So as we do every week, we're going to look at what happened last week, and then we'll dive into what to expect for the present week. So when we came to our charts on the end of Monday, right, we saw we had an ATR bust the previous week. So I mentioned that when we have an ATR bust to the downside, of course, what we're expecting that we're going to have a bit of pullback to the opposite direction, right? So we're going to see the trade move in the opposite direction. And then when we get to Thursday, we can start looking for opportunities for the trend to resume. So basically, that's what played out. So when we got to on Monday, we were expecting that price to come, take out the slow, and then give us a reason to buy. That didn't happen. Instead, price just continued to push higher and higher and higher, right? However, on Friday, we were able to get this sell right here, right? We got this sell that we took here, and we got our full profit delivered. That's one of the fastest trades we've ever taken. I think it delivered in about under 2 hours or thereabouts. We hit both TP1 and our full TP on GU, right? So that was our first trade for the year, and it was good to start get the year off to a right note. All right. So moving on into this week, we came to our charts, and then we saw this big gap. All right, we saw this huge gap to the upside, which was really, really crazy on GB pairs. Euro USD gapping down by about more than 100 pips. That is something that you rarely ever find happen on Euro USD. But of course, Donald Trump is back, and with him, crazy volatility in the markets in general. So someone said he's the manipulator in chief. Well, I will not go as far as saying that so that nobody comes to my head. But of course, he knows how to use. I'll just say he knows how to use his tweets, right? All right. So what do we expect for the week? If we look at swing shots, basically we had price largely playing within the range of the previous week. So if you look at this, swing shot is basically telling us inconclusive. So for the week on swing shots, we are inconclusive, right? So when we're inconclusive, we are basically waiting for a fractal high, which has already formed on H4 to form, or a fractal low, and then one of them taken out. Right, the first one that is taken out, we trade in the opposite direction. So the way it's looking like we're going to get a fractal low forming here, and it might just be easier for price to come, take this out, and then give us a reason to buy the USD. All right. However, if we go to our fractal OF, right? We go to the fractal OF. So this is the last fractal high that we had, right? This was the last fractal low. Price broke it to the downside, right? And since then we've been within this range. So price with a gap, all right, came short above it and then rejected off that level. All right, so up our fractal OF, we are still bearish on the daily. Again, I'm monitoring um, this, right? I'm keeping an eye on the bond yields, right? For now, we're also bearish on the bond yields. Are we going to see a change in trend this week? It's possible. I'm not ruling it out because looking at the volume, what has been going on with volume, our volume trend for now still remains bearish on the USD. But looking at what is going on with the volume, I already told them the FXP group that either we get what we call our B5, it's one of our volume models, we get a B5 sell, and usually when that happens, it results in a massive move. If we get a B5 sell on the USD, then we probably dump hard. Or if we don't do that, then it's probable, it's very likely that we might see a change to the upside in the USD. So we'll see what that brings. For now, we stick to our plan and do exactly what our plan tells us to do, which is on the fractal OF, we are looking to sell the USD, right? For us to sell the USD, price must come take out these highs, right, before we can sell the USD. However, swing shots telling us it's an opportunity to play both ways, right? So if we get a fractal low from here, and then price come take it out first, right? Before taking this guy out, then we'll be looking for an opportunity to buy. So that's basically what to look out for this week. So quickly, let's look at what to expect from the news point of view, data rates. All right. So if we're looking at this, basically what we'll have here is on Tuesday we have the JOLTS job openings. We have the JOLTS job openings on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday we have the ADP non-farm employment change as usual. And then we have the ISM services PMI. So these two things are going to be really watched very closely. Remember, this week is NFP. So we'll start watching for clues as to how NFP is going to go from this. Now, on Thursday, we have the Bank of England central bank decision, monetary policy decision, the official bank rate. So, and the monetary policy summary, which is going to give us an indication of how they are thinking. So this is going to be closely watched again. So many things that could move the markets in crazy fashion this week. And then we have unemployment claims. Now I'm going to be paying particular attention to this week's unemployment claims because I needed to finalize the data I normally gather that helps me to sort of predict what the NFP is supposed to do. So at the moment, and adding up the projections that are already made, the job numbers for January basically decreased. All right, we saw a decrease in the job numbers in the US. So which will usually mean that our NFP should come in lower than the previous months. However, by the time we look at our NFP, right, they're already factoring in the fact that it's going to come in lower than previous. So I don't have an advantage, right? I don't have an advantage. Those who are in the FXP understand what I am talking about. So that is, I'm going to be watching that to see whether that stays in line. So if it should come in below forecast, right, the Thursday data should come in below forecast, then certainly we expect NFP to be lower than the previous reading. I'm not saying it's going to be lower than forecast, it's going to be lower than the previous reading. Now, by how much lower it's going to be, we don't know. However, if it should beat it and then beat it such enough that it tilts the balance towards a positive job creation, then I'm going to drop it as a comment below this video on Thursday. And that will help us to know what to expect. So that's basically it for the week, right? So we have a week where we have the opportunity to play both sides of the market. We'll see how that develops going forward in the week. So have a great week and may the markets be with you.